amateur Halo League under the name Europa Halo saw the grand finals of their team takedown event take place. The two best teams, Mok Mok and Statty Daggers, faced off in a best-of-7 series to claim the championship title. The series saw some incredible games, but one in particular stood out to us that illustrates the importance of timing and how the smallest decision can determine a game in a matter of seconds. It's Game 5 on Plaza. Mok Mok is on red team, Statty Daggers on blue team, and the score comes down to 49-48 in favor of red team. A true nail-biter of a game. Let's first see how the final moment plays out, and later dive deeper into how timing affected the outcome of the game and explore some different scenarios on how the moment could have had a different result.
Basically, a trade. Top gold also, top gold also. One shot inside yard, SLG. Yeah, one was one shot inside yard, SLG.
Go back out, back out.
Two guys in yard.
They push you through.
No, snipes out.
Do you want to hold forward, these kids? There's three guys here, I died. Unlucky.
Oh, I got beat down. I got beat down.
He flanked.
This was a very close game indeed. Let's dive in. Bashford and Looney both spawn near the blue garbage truck and quickly create a 3-1 split with the rest of the team. This is a solid passive-aggressive setup that can work very well, as long as the trio in Cafe can also help their solo Nest player, should that player be pushed. More than likely, if Red's solo Nest player had caught Kimbo on his solo flank, Red Team would have ended the game with a slay or at least a trade. Blue Team chose to play aggressively at the end of the game. The odds were against them in score and in weapon control, as Red Team had a sniper rifle in their possession. Now, in our opinion, had timing not favored the Blue Team, they would have lost the game, due to this aggressive play one way or another. Now, this is not to say that Blue Team got lucky. Let's look at how Red Team's Nest players' lane coverage created a timing loss, creating a gap of opportunity for Kimbo's flank to progress. Red Team notices shots being fired from seemingly the loop soda side of the map, so the Nest player
Why not when you're on the stage here at Gfinity, right? You're here in London, why not make a name for yourself? Here is that scatter shot, snipe on the floor as well. Could be 2 in a row right here. For Cress, let's have the sniper for a triple, but I mean, will he hit this shot? What a triple from Cress! Oh my, overkill from Cress! The first of the weekend in the second game!
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Europa Doubles Series. Joined here today, myself and Sherzy in lockdown.
Full quarantine.
Full quarantine indeed. Unfortunately. So yeah, we're coming to you live from our bedrooms because we're forced to stay in self-isolation for this weekend.
I'm
if
not
you're
wearing gloves or a mask, should I? Is that a thing?
I think you can contract it over the internet, can't you?
Yeah,
there's some stupid things you can contract
We're
over the
working on
internet.
kicking them Italians out. We'll let you know. We're trying to get them all eliminated before Swiss.
I think the French is in lockdown too, so
Yeah, well, it's best we get the French out of there as quick as possible as well. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to play them.
yeah. Anyway, we are playing in the Europa Double Series. Well, we're not playing. We're casting today. I was playing in the last series, in which, of course, you were casting over, Richie. I'm sure you had a ball of a time watching my trash plays.
Oh, unbelievable gameplay coming out of you. Massive kill to win a game on the rig.
Oh, yeah.
Get it. It's going down in history, actually. One of those big moments in European Halo. So, yeah, a lot of fun casting with Dan, who couldn't be here today as he's off to a Stags. So, yeah.
Well,
Not sure.
we'll have to put him in self-isolation here for the next 2 weeks. He'll not be able to do. He'll not be able to do qualifier 2 or 3. So the schedule is, this is the first qualifier of 3. We have one during the week, which seems like a great idea now because people have nothing to do during the week.
Yeah, nobody's going to work, so we've got you covered over here at Europa Halo.
And then next Sunday, this time next week again, we'll be going again for the last qualifier. And at the end of that, we should have a top 16 teams based on total points of all 3 qualifiers. There's 41 teams competing today, playing in a Swiss format. So we have 7 groups of 6 teams. Not every team will play each other, but there'll be 4 rounds. And at the end of the 4 rounds, we will determine a ranking among those 6 teams within a group, and they'll be each assigned seeding points. Top seeding points over the 3 qualifiers in the top 16 gets you the prize. We just got a message in from Alien NJ because we're about to stream his game. So we'll take us through the best of 3 series here for us, Sherzy.
Yeah, so we're gonna play Plaza game 1. Sherzy 2 and Chris Dola have not played in the longest time, so it's gonna be fun to see if they can get back to where they were quite quickly, as Alien and Ferox haven't been away for too long. Game 2 will be on Truth, and game 3 on the rig if we need it. If there's no clean sweeps, if there's no sweeping brushes out, we will be heading over to the rig.
Yeah. So we're just waiting on the 2 teams. We're going to actually start with, as you can see along the bottom here, you'll see along the bottom we're waiting on Sherzola, made up of Sherzy 2, of course, and Christola. And then
my hands up here. I didn't ask for this to be on stream. There was no favoritism. This was actually Kaylin's pick.
It was actually my pick. I thought it'd be hilarious, given the family connection, for you to cast. Given how much of a beating you give me the last day out, maybe you can also enlighten us with some home truths.
I've already told him to be expecting all the roasts. We'll try to get on his POV as little as possible because it's going to be bad. And he's already said he's got windmills out. They've been playing in Octagon to try to get his shot on lock, but maybe it's too little too late.
So the tournament is beginning, as you'll see on stream at the minute. We anticipate a big turnout. Like I said, we have plenty of games to play. We'll be showing maybe 4 to 5 games hopefully today. hopefully 4 to 5 games, depending on
Yeah.
how things go. You'll see there's one of the groups. That's group number 1. If you type into the stream hashtag bracket or hashtag tournament, you'll be able to get a link to the website, and you'll be able to check up who is on which team in terms of the participants. We're just waiting on Alien NJ and Ferox now to jump in and get ready.
The Germans are delaying things. It's not like them.
Yeah, I think they got their times mixed up, which I'm not sure how exactly.
5 for
But
us, six for them.
yeah, but even if it
always
started at 5, they would have come on at 4, surely. No.
Look, listen, Germans. They are always saying they're organised, you know, but I'm not so sure. These boys aren't exactly. They're going to take penalties, but being on time probably not it.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, best of 3. You explained was Plaza, Truth, and Rig, and also these are custom settings that we're using today. So these are also developed by the community, for the community. In terms of Plaza, in terms of the difference between the last day out we had on stream and this time, we have dropped the ammo on the sniper down to 1 clip, and the overshield in the middle is also now every 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes, which I'm sure is going to frig a few people about.
That's going to send me through an awful loop. And
Yeah.
We'll see teams set up 2 minutes afterwards, and it'll actually be 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So
And then
hopefully
also
the boys are all aware.
the PP is also at 50%. So without further ado, we are going to jump into this. It's
take
Scherzola versus Old German Men. Who's your pick?
Ooh, that's tough. My cousin and my brother are coming up against 2 Germans. That's a tough one. I suppose I'll have to stay loyal to the boys. We'll go Jersey 2 and Cristola.
Okay, I think so. They do come in as quite strong favourites in this group. This is a group of 5, actually. By the way, there is one team that is actually having a bye. But yeah, we'll jump in now into the game on Plaza.
And here we go. Plaza it is. Got your sniper rifle ready to go. Teams will be looking to get and utilize that weapon. Overshield in the middle every 3 minutes now, as Kalen said, not 2 minutes. As we jump on board with Alien NJ, what can he do? Throws a nade down top middle. As Chris goes looking to test that overshield, gets the big melee. Overshield still up. Jersey 2 throwing nades now, putting shots down on the Alien. There we go, that's 2-0. A fresh 5 from Jersey 2. And we jump on the Cristola now, who's going to go straight for that sniper rifle. Former Pro League player will be able to utilize that weapon fairly well. As he sets up top snipe nest, jumping across the garbage truck and into blue. We got blue set up already here, Ken.
Already early interesting moves by Ferox and Alien. They're setting up with the PP, trying to get some counter moves. There's a shot comes across from Chris and Jersey. They're coming under pressure. Pressure coming in from every angle now, through the yellow pipes and also through the doorway. And they managed to escape that situation. What do you see now anyway, Richie, on your side?
So jumping into flowers, Chris is of course utilising that yellow ledge, knows there's an enemy around him. He hits him with that pre-nade. Great anticipation by Cristola as he backtracks towards blue, trying to keep that sniper safe. Only two bullets left. As he hits the body shot on the Ferox, takes him down. Some nice shots by Chris. Looks like another blue member in blue. Chris didn't know he was there. Alien misses the body shot, 2 shots down, backs down wisely as he goes down in towards the white car, which is forming down his Prius. Gets taken down on driveway as Alien hits him with the 5. And now it's 3-2, and team's almost tied up here as we jump on board with Ferox.
Yeah, Ferox
using yellow ledge.
Ferox, hopefully they'll remember again that 3-minute timer instead of 2-minute timer, because you'll start to see teams normally set up around this point, get in a position of strength, but it seems like I thought this was going to be actually one-sided, and they managed to bring it back just there, a full team wipe. So
you have to say that's a misplay from Alien or Ferox. They've pushed a 2v1 situation there, Alien. Don't know whether Ferox missed his clamber or missed one of the advanced movement techniques, but he really left Alien high and dry there by himself. As Chris is on top of this lamppost up here, gets the big melee as Ferox is looking to maybe capitalise on Cristola's weak shields. Cristola playing his life very well. Jersey 2 puts some shots down, and down goes Ferox as well. Alien now, what can he do? Hits Jersey 2 with a big nade. And a headshot, of course, to finish him off. Cristola with the light rifle, utilising that weapon very, very well. As we, of course, jump onto Cristola now.
I think
sniper rifle up.
Yeah,
They're
I
playing
think
for
he.
overshield, but it's not up.
Yeah, I think he's just
They're wondering
realised.
what's going on. Both teams are playing for overshield. We knew this was going to happen. They're a little bit unaware of the new changes, but I'm sure they'll figure that out real fast, as it's every 3 minutes. Gristola's still waiting for the OS. I said there's massive question marks now from the boys. They're wondering what's going on. Jersey 2 with two big snipes in the kill feed, taking down the boys. Gristola with the light rifle sitting top yellow ledge, which is obviously a power position on Plaza. Slowing down a little bit, taking some shots from Tram, it looks like, as it is Alien put some shots down on him. And Ferox now towards Tram, getting back down here. Gristola wisely backing down from the power position as his teammate Alien was around him. They're setting up around light rifle and sniper rifle.
Now OS is coming up now. It should be, if anybody's going to push it.
Do they know? That's the only thing.
There we go.
Alien's up top. I think Alien just happened to find Overshield. He has picked it up now and is pushing towards top snipe. Gristola has eyes on him, puts two big shots down to back him down just a little bit, and that will take some of the Overshield off. That will hurt.
Yeah.
You see him in dip now. Ferox gets his shield popped. Should not re-challenge that. That nade was always coming. Always coming. Should have prioritized your life there, Ferox. Alien backs down as well as now recognize he's in a 2v1 and he's got top middle control.
Yeah.
So putting down some nice shots down here.
Ferox helping out Alien there, but he's going to have to back off here again. Situation of 2v1. He's lost Ferox. His teammate, Chris, being aggressive onto the yellow pipes, will try to get some position here.
Chris has picked up the hard target medal here. He hasn't died in a fair long time.
Yeah, quick look at that KD ratio. He's 7-1 at the minute.
He hasn't missed a step, has Gristola. Been playing a lot of Apex Legends, that's no doubt put his shot on track, though he hasn't been using control pad, he's been mouse and keyboard. As you see, looks like Alien's just trying to hide and play his life here. Both Alien, two German boys down low, which is never a good look. Gristola goes for the ninja. We would have liked to see that on stream, but unfortunately no. Jersey 2 now, looking for that overshield. Again, every 3 minutes, sniper rifles up in 2 seconds. He picked up two nice shots towards the midpoint of the game. 14-4, Kalen, you have to say they're dominating here, red team.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be an easy win here for the guys on Sherzola.
I anticipate this to be a little bit closer, Kalen, to be fair. Maybe Alien and Ferox are also out of the game a fair long time, but for Jersey 2 and Gristola, it looks like they haven't been away for too long, although it has been a couple.
Yeah. Oh, I've just realised we did something there. Maybe we can get you back up on Discord, Sherzy. That should be better if you unmute on Discord. It seems like our Skype's dragging us down a wee bit, and actually taking quite a lot out of our stream at the minute with quite lagginess. So we'll get
a drain on the CPU for Kalen.
Yeah, there we go. We're back. We should be able to see you. You won't be able to see me, but you'll not be able to see the screen anymore. But that does actually, I think, take the pressure off.
As long as the world can see me, everything is fine. I am gorgeous.
Yeah. So I think that should fix a good bit.
Big ups to the chat there. Probably recognised the stream was getting drained.
Yeah, we're not at full capacity today, just so people know.
Yeah, we are missing big producer Lewis Prisma, who has been taken ill. Not the coronavirus, although that would have been a lot of fun. But he is a bit too ill to take part today, so Kaelin's been doing a lot of YouTube tutorials and he's taken over. As this game is 18-6 and a dominating display from Sherzola.
Yeah.
You can tell both teams are really confused by this 3-minute overshield, which is kind of hilarious. Maybe we should have given them a fair warning at the start, but you live and you learn. As Alien tries to get to S3, his movement just quite isn't there. Hasn't got the spring jump locked down as he backs down towards Garbage Truck Jersey 2 in chase. And you see his teammate Blue Window. Light rifle been utilised very well here by both teams. Just to have that little bit of distance. There we go. Another clean wipe sniper rifle in 9 seconds, as you can see. Jersey 2 playing this very well. Hasn't missed a step, which is frustrating for me because I was ready to blast him. Gristola, lovely teamwork from the boys. Bait and switch, making sure they both have good angles to put damage down. As you see, Gristola picks up a fresh 5. Alien then finishes him while he was weak. So a clean trade-off. Jersey 2 just misses that. He gets a body shot but misses the finish. 2 bullets left in the clip. 23-7 here. This could be a clean sweep if the second game goes the way this one does.
Yeah. think it's easy. There's a nice one from Jersey. One more left. Is he going to get... He's looking for the no-scope.
He was trying to peel his spud there, so he was. But Ferox said no. Tried to give him the razzle-dazzle.
Oh, reversal. Ferox on Chris. But
That's
it's not
it.
good enough.
That's a GG's. The G'est of G's. 25-8. A dominating display from Scherzola. And Ferox and Alien will look to bounce back on Truth. And we'll really be hoping to push the game to game 3 for Rig.
Quick look at those stats. Take us through them there, Jersey.
So 17 kills. Massive display from Cristola. 5 deaths and 8 kills, but massively as well. 8 assists on the part of Jersey 2. 3 deaths, so he goes positive 5. Alien and Ferox will be disappointed with the display. You see Ferox has TTV in his name. Go over and drop him a follow. Maybe give him a little bit of abuse in his chat for failing so hard there.
Yeah, they were pretty much outclassed.
Absolutely annihilated by the two boys. But they'll look to bounce back in game 2, and it's not over till the fat lady sings, or in this case, the fat Jersey.
Well, it is Truth we're going to be playing next. So, anything different from your end, do you think? For Truth?
I'm expecting pretty much the same now. After seeing such a dominating display on map number 1, I think map number 2 might be. I was a little bit on the fence as whether the boys will still have the teamwork and stuff going, but it looks like they're on fire here.
Yeah. So up on screen at the minute, yes, red team taking the first game 25-8. The next game is Truth. Again, Truth is like Plaza. Everything's been moved to 3 minutes on the power-ups. So, yeah, I think that played a massive difference there, actually. What do you think, Richie? Yeah,
well, I think both teams were completely unaware and caught because of it. Setting up, you can see going for overshield for that second overshield on the map, and they were basically just waiting for thin air because it wasn't coming for another minute. And then Alien, a minute later, just discovered the overshield was there. So I wonder if they'll realise that coming in for camouflage here, as only time will tell.
Yeah. As well, we will be hopefully posting results as results come in. We'll hopefully show them here on the tournament TV. As you'll see, all matches will come in thanks to our admins who, if you're watching, if you're playing, make sure you're reporting your results in Discord. And we'll be updating that TV.
We don't have anybody live at these games. We know Chris Kamara's. We are just hoping for the players to update them as quick as possible.
Yeah. And
we'll try get them to you so you'll see what way the Swiss pools are playing out. So it's Cristola here now. We're on board with Cristola. He's going up to Pizzu. Looks like Mojo, which is Alien, I believe, has dropped down. Has got that camouflage, but now has been eliminated by Chris.
So
top middle is Ferox putting down some shots, but he's in big trouble here in a 2v1. Mm-hmm. Surprised not to see Scherzola maybe apply the pressure onto that player when they had a 2v1. They've let him live, and he's going to pick up... Oh, Jersey 2 takes him down. And Alien is in no man's land here, Caelan.
I actually thought that was... The Germans were in quite a superior position there. It was sort of... they were huddled decently together. Jersey and Cristola were sort of separated. One was in on Red 2, I think it was, and the other one was sitting there on P2. You would have thought they would have capitalised on that situation, but actually some good play, and that shows the difference in the class maybe between the two teams here. It's
just Jersey 2 and Cristola have obviously realised that taking up different angles can be just as beneficial as strength in numbers. As Jersey 2 had obviously the angle on the top middle, being able to put Ferox, a few shots into Ferox, and actually able to get the finish on him. Jersey 2 does a good job here at trading. And we're on board here with Cristola as he puts some shots down. Some nice shots onto Ferox. Actually had to hit him with all his shots rather than head-to-head shot cleanup. They're really struggling here as we jump on board with Alien now.
Alien there sitting across. Now looking at top mid, seeing if he can get some there on Dean. He's going to get a few shots. He's going to back off though. I think he's under pressure now. He's expecting the pressure to come in from behind from actually Chris, wherever Chris is appearing from. Chris is actually...
Here he is. You've called it. Chris is there.
He anticipated that pressure.
Shields back. Gave him a fresh 5. Some nice shots from Alien. And now Jersey 2 will look to maybe back down. Alien needs to get in here now and clean this up, bait and switch. That's perfect Halo right there.
That's great play from the Germans.
Great job by the old German men.
Yeah, that is
They bring this game back to 1 kill.
So here we go again. Just remember, in 3 minutes, not every 2 minutes, it's 3 minutes. So it'll be about 8:50, not 9:50. And Alien actually might be trying to set this up again and maybe just forgetting. It seems like it's muscle memory that the guy sort of might think it's going to be every 2 minutes. Like there's Chris again, I think.
They realise now slowly but surely. As you can see, he's gone top middle now, not waiting for that power up. Game a little bit closer now, but we've seen it get close on Plaza, and then Sherzola sort of drifted away then. As Ferox puts down some nice shots on the Jersey 2. Alien doing a great job of staying alive and should get the finish onto Cristola, which he does. So they take the lead for the first time in the game.
First time in the entire series,
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, possibly. But nice play from the German boys. And they've got... Oh, Alien. You had power play there. You did not need to take that challenge, and you have. As you see, Ferox now crouching front red. Jersey 2 dipsy doodling his way out of there. And Cristola will now get that information that Ferox is there. Cristola missing a lot of shots there, though. A lot of shots whiffing. Oh, and Jersey, that's it. Beautiful halo. Bait and switch. Jersey 2 now putting shots down onto Alien, who's gone back up to P2. Just needs to stay alive here.
Chris
Ferox
gets...
spawns bubble, but
Chris-
Jersey 2 will be unaware.
Yeah, Chris, sorry, I was just getting there. Chris gets the camo. He actually timed it perfectly there at 850. So again, we're looking at 550 the next time. Just to remind people on
Great
stream.
shots. As
Is
they
it-
push car here, and Crystal, of course, as Kaelin said, has got the camouflage. Got him bottom middle, and has left Jersey 2 high and dry as he gets the old smackaroo. Crystal sitting bottom middle now. Just going to wait for Jersey 2 to spawn up again before he makes any sorts of move, which is just some great play. Jersey 2 goes back to his position to where he was on car. Crystal fully aware of that teammate and the enemy on car 2 as he drops down towards P. As the two boys separate here. Jersey 2 has been left there. Chris gets a nice finish onto Ferox. Obviously got the shout that he was weak. Oh, Chris has been caught unawares here with his pants down. He has enough toilet roll to get away though. It must have been one of those ones that stocked up.
Yeah, stocked up at his local Aldi.
Down to his local alley.
Yeah.
So now pushes onto red base. Both team members on the opposite side in red base. Ferox with some nice shots gives him the 5 as we jump on over to Alien.
Yeah, Alien now sitting on T2. He's just
Oh,
looking to
and
see
here,
if he can get any
P2
information out.
Game has slowed down considerably now as both teams maybe realising there's a little bit of respect there. And Alien and Ferox just looking for any signs of life.
I mean, how rusty is Chris and Dean?
Well, the first game you would say weren't rusty at all. Their movement and game intelligence is definitely there, but you've seen as Chris Stoller soared off P2, the challenge I think it was Alien that time, that his shot wasn't exactly locked down.
Well, here's
But
your vulnerable situation. It's 1v1 on both sides now. Alien gets
Now-
the one on Jersey.
Alien gets the one on Jersey as Chris Stoller now left alone on car 2, looking to back down. Jersey 2 is now spawning the bubble with him. Great to prolong his death and stay alive. Now here's a bad situation for Alien. Yep, bait and switched. Jersey 2, big job staying alive there, which he does as we jump on the Ferox. He's now in a 2v1 situation. And Jersey 2 now transitions over to P2. Ferox taking shots from Cristoli. He's in a bad spot here as he's taken down. 1v1 Alien and Jersey 2. Looks like Alien's a bad situation. Now, yep, the nade takes him down. The shields was weakened from Cristola. So 13 to 12, Kaelin. It's pretty close here.
It is. It's been a very tit for tat game, hasn't it? The leads just changing nearly with every sort of team spawn. They're going to start
Game is
setting up.
eminent.
There's 20 seconds away from getting the camo. There's a good one there from Jersey. Big play. Now he just needs to clear out Ferox below him, and then they should
I
get a
don't think he
camo.
knows Ferox is there is the thing. As Ferox now puts his shots down, that actually just... Jersey 2 on a killing spree now. He hasn't missed a step, which is really annoying for me. Really, really wanted to roast him.
Well, he is doing
If I
well.
could see him, I really want him to get ninja'd or something. I need something here.
Alien's going to try set up to get camo, but he's going to try take
Uh,
out Dean. He does, and they should
Alien.
get a camo here.
We're on board with Cristolian now as Alien goes over there, gets the camouflage, picks up a 38. Both teams now, I think, fully aware that it's 3 minutes, although you'd hope so. Ferox taken down by Chris. Now Alien's crouched, as you can see. Both boys on Shersolik just don't know where he is, but know he has camouflage, so they'll keep their heads on a swivel as they head up towards car 2.
I'm still staying on board here with Alien. And he's just stalking the prey here. This is a bad situation though, it's 2v1. He needs to see where Ferox is. Ferox drops the shots across. That's a waste of camo, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, he puts shots down there on Chris, and all that does is let the boys know on Chizola exactly where he is. They'll share that information with each other as he tries to get a sneaky play here. Might get a back quick. Nope, Cristola maybe has the Turtle Beaches cranked up to 11, and he heard his footsteps or his clamber or something. Takes him down though. Jersey 2 might look to finish here, but he's in a bad spot. Maybe he looks to stay alive and prioritise staying alive with the scores so close, which he does. Top middle control. Both boys utilising their thruster packs, giving each other the wiggle waggles. Cristola here this is probably going to be a kill for him. There it is. As we jump on board with Ferox, can he stay alive in this 2v1 situation? As you have to say, the information now. Oh, it's lovely bit of movement from Jersey 2 as we jump on board with him on car 2.
Yeah, the time's ticking down here. They're another, what is it? Just another few seconds away from another camo, is it? No, time's
18
different.
to 15.
2:15.
Much closer game than the Plaza. Camo was at 38, but I don't think it'll be there till around the 3-minute mark.
It's 2:38. Sorry, again, we're getting confused now about the 3 minutes.
Look, well, you're confused. I have it on lock here, Kaelan. Don't you be tearing me in with your brush. Thank you very much.
Anyway,
Alright.
Jersey here. They're 3-kill lead up. There's only 3.5-ish minutes left. You would say it's advantage to them. It's
Ferox is in
interesting.
big trouble here. But he does manage to pop Jersey 2's shield, and Alien might look to finish that. Soars out. Should not have soared out there. Maybe just should let him recharge his shields. Chris had that power position, top middle, and now they hunt. The wolf pack is out. You can basically hear them barking as they go after Ferox. And Cristola gets that kill. And now Alias, now they're staggered. They're in big trouble here.
I
They have
think
them on the ropes, staggered spawns.
Alien
Solar
actually was
falls.
setting up for camo there, and probably has realised now it's going to be a 2:38 and not
Jersey 2
3.
trying to stay alive and cannot do so. We're on board with now Chris. 3 kills in it. Kaelan puts some nice shots down onto P2. Throws an aid, little Tom Brady.
It's very interesting to
Alien.
see the pace of the game now with the changes that we've made in terms of the plasma pistol, in terms of the power ups. It seems a lot more.
Lot slower. That's
Yeah.
a lot slower paced tactical
It's
sort
tactical.
of chess match.
I would say it's probably very tactical. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely the forgiveness to the power ups and then the power weapons give you. Does yeah, you have this feeling of invincibility when you have the overshield, but there's an extra minute in the difference. You know, before you know, that's 2 or 3 less overshields that you're going to see. As the score is almost tied up, a close series here as Alien picks up the tactical magnum. Has
Ferox
that
picks
extra
up camo.
stealth now. We'll jump on board with Ferox. Maybe he'll be pivotal here as the game comes to a close. Only 2 minutes left. Shows you 2 unaware of where Ferox is. He might get stuck here. No,
Ooh.
he misses that nade. You can see what he was trying to do as he goes bottom base.
He needs to be careful here. He's
He needs
on
to
his
make
own.
sure that he needs to coordinate this push very well with his teammate and make sure he's not spotted out. Dean has just spotted him there, and Chris has spotted him, so he needs to make sure that you can see his teammate is in support.
I think
It's going to be a big battle.
I think it's
Bait
going to
and
be
switch here maybe.
it's going to be a word I'll use a lot, especially for this this game type. Power up efficiency. I'd say that was power up efficiency at its worst for the old German guys.
Yeah, I want to say it was great defense from the boys on Shazola. As you see, they've come out on top here, 20 to 21, and if he's had that whole camo time there. As we were on board with Chris, he's had that whole camo time, Ferox, where he hasn't. I don't think he's got a single kill there, and the camo has wasted because of it. So just far too passive, you'd have to say.
21 apiece.
32 is taken down. 21-21. This is going to go the distance. It's a great game. Old German guys have brought it back and put some respect on their name. We're still utilising that position on P3. Going to try and catch maybe Alien unawares. Gonna wait for that shout that his teammate is weak. Here it is. This is a big push from Cristola. There it is. 22, and they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Cristola picks up that massive double kill. Some great teamwork there.
I think that could be it. They're going to need. I'd say they're going to be a tie
gonna need a
here
win.
or a win.
Looks like Jersey 2 is holding a passive angle top base. Cristola maybe needs to get to him, which he does. He heads over top middle, puts down some big there. That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. Some lovely play. Some experienced veteran play from Cristola and Jersey 2. Really hasn't got that spring jump locked down, but he's got it there in the end. 18 seconds left on the clock. You
never
I
know.
think they're running out of time here.
No, actually, no. I think it's over. I thought I was going to say. I thought
Yeah,
the push was
that's-
going to come across, but the push didn't
Yeah,
actually
if the
come
push
across.
had come across, you'd have to say we would have gone into overtime. Maybe they would have hoped to maybe get a trade. Cristola wisely backing down. Now that's the game. First time I think in history. So since I've casted that, a game has gone the distance and we haven't got the full score.
Yeah, especially on doubles, 24-22.
Maybe that's the changes now with the power ups coming into play.
Maybe
12 and 12 for Jersey, 9 assists. He's gone even, 12, 7, and 10 for Grisola respectively. As Ferox and Alien done a much better job there and making that last series competitive, or that last game competitive, but still they've got the sweep. And you have to say Shizola are looking good to maybe make it through Swiss.
They are. We're going to jump on board actually with round 2. I think we've got a game. I think Precision Knight and Warlord could be actually be playing next. So that should be a good game. I think Precision Knight managed to get a teammate in the end. He needed a sub for this week. But we'll get a quick look at the best of 3 series. So
Precision Knight was obviously carried to a top 4 finish at the last special that we had. Kalen carried them all the distance.
He was.
It was a big ask for you, Kalen, but you got it there in the end.
It was, yeah. We're seeing some results come in at the minute. We'll have a quick look at that. But on the screen at the minute, you can see the best of 3 series. The first game, 25-8 to Scherzola. It was a very one-sided game. Second game, a lot different, 24-22. Very tactical, as we mentioned. The guys on Scherzola taking it though in the end, not making the limit, but taking it. But they'll go in now with their heads up. I think they'll play another team now that's also finished 1-0.
Kayden, talk to me. Do you think in that series the pivotal moment was the camouflage and the lack of maybe
aggression
urgency that Ferox, lack of urgency, lack of aggression with time against them? You know, they really just let it all slip out of their hands. It was there to be won. Had they been a little bit, like you say, a little bit more aggressive, but you never really want to see in a doubles game your camouflage running out with you having 0 kills or 0 impact after utilizing it. So maybe the boys will look to bounce back in the next rest of pool play, and maybe we'll see them again towards the latter stages of the tournament.
We'll take a wee break now at the minute, and we'll be back with a round 2 matchup. So just stick with us, and we'll be back very soon.
Go make yourselves a brew. We'll be back.
Okay, so we're just doing a wee test here, just so that everybody
testing.
See if
this is a test 1, 2, 3.
We'll just say actually we'll keep an eye over the tournament TV. That's what we'll do. We'll check. So at the minute, Spenny 2-0 over AGFR, and then switching over there, virtual or top of Group 2 at the minute. Okay, I think the delay is fine now. Okay, it should be better now. We were getting dragged down with the what do you call it?
It's about what, 30 seconds. I'm trying to see what the difference is between when we talk to when it's on stream, so I can try and see what you're looking at. But it's fine.
Yeah, no, I think we're good now. We had a Skype call open and we were sharing point of view then with Jersey, but it was dragging us down, and we've ended that call. So the game should run better. Unfortunately, we have a terrible capture card, and I have not spent money investing in a capture card for 6 years, and it will run at 720p.
That will bite you in the long run.
It will. Anyway, why art thou sprinting? And Scherzola, I think, is playing in the next round, so that results in.
That'll be an interesting one.
Anyway, we'll jump back to a break before we get the next game loaded up. Okay, folks, we are back and ready to go. This is it. We're going into game number round 2 matchup, actually in group number 7. Dinero GG versus Krogan Virus. So
Clever little pun there by Krogan.
So yeah,
Do appreciate that.
quick substitution though from the last game. Precision Knight has not got Mista, he's got Siki this time, and Warlord is with Tommy the Krogan. So this is a round 2 matchup. Both teams here won their first game, so they get matched against each other. So this will actually probably determine maybe the group winners. I'm jumping on board at the minute with Warlord.
It's a pivotal game for the boys as Precision Knight gets the first kill of the game onto Tommy the Krogan. Those two boys rivals in many tournaments now, and Warlord wisely decides to back away, does not want any of that smoke as he backs down towards Car and waits for Precision Knight to spawn back up again. Precision Knight got a sub, as you were saying earlier. He got Siki in, so Siki looking to fill some big shoes as Precision Knight's teammate missed, I believe, who dropped out at some point or another, as we're still on board with Warlord, who was returned to Car 2 and now wants to smoke, but he's back down wisely again as his teammate Tommy heads on up to Siki, giving him some fire, and Precision Knight takes down Warlord, and then Tommy then in turn takes down Precision Knight as we jump on with Krogan, who has then fallen victim to Siki's Magnum. Pete's 2 and put some shots down to Warlord. This is going to be an interesting fight. Siki again backing down. Some nice plays. I'm liking the brain play by backing down. You don't have to overextend yourself. Not that important. Sometimes, Kaelin, prioritizing your life is just as important as getting the kill. As he maintains power position then on P2. Siki putting shots down to Warlord. Precision Knight will look to get the finish, which he does. And Tommy then gets the kill onto Precision Knight. Siki still remaining around P2, trying to hold that power position until maybe his teammate spawns up again, which you see he has. He's P1 and in support. As Warlord heads up to the respawn screen. Tommy the Krogan taken down as well. 7-2 here as Siki, who has a very fast sense. I'm far too old to be keeping up with that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
I think we're too old in our age.
Yeah, my hands just don't operate like that anymore. I need a lot of WD-40 when I'm playing Halo 5, as the hands start to cramp up. We get early stages of arthritis probably definitely setting in now at this point. As Tommy soars out window, a bad play you have to say, but he gets rewarded for it with the kill onto Precision Knight.
Risky enough, yes,
Siki.
Siki. Yeah, he was just keeping an eye on him there in the window.
Siki, we're going to have to look to start calling this Siki 2, as he has well and truly made this place his own, and he's paying nobody rent. 343 will be looking for your rent. It's due at the end of the month. As we're on board with Tommy now, as the rest of the lobby has fallen. Tommy now is in Siki's house and looking to make it his own. He likes what he's done with the place. Kettle is on, dinner's on the stove. Tommy the Krogan gone top middle and gets absolutely obliterated by Precision Knight and Siki. As we jump back on board with Siki, who will be looking to go home now, as he's got out the foreign invader.
I'm hoping he doesn't
Back to
actually
P2.
contract the Krogan virus himself. He does seem very sick.
Yeah. Please don't try avoid any melees and close distance. You know, keep yourself at a nice far distance, and maybe keep your visor on. You don't want to be getting that Krogan virus deadly. As Warlord takes down Precision Knight with the Magnum. Don't get in melee distance, Siki. We don't need you getting sick here. Oh! Siki dropped, but the two boys too strong. Precision Knight in a bad spot here now in a 1v2, about to get bait switched real hard as he falls. Gets the trade though onto Tommy, as we're on board with Warlord, who now picks up the camouflage on 8:25. That will be important because in 3 minutes we will see another camo if the time and the game allows it. Warlord now transitions across bottom middle towards Car 1. Might get a little back smack on the Precision Knight. He's unaware. Gets the kill. Precision Knight heard him there, Kaelin, but a little bit too late. As now Siki is getting under immense pressure.
I think
on the Car side.
Tommy and Warlord's done well to actually claw this back. They were 5 kills down, and in doubles, I mean, that's no easy feat. I mean, that's 2.5 team wipes. So they've done well to crawl back into this here. Now, this is what we gain. We talked about that power up efficiency. It doesn't appear as often on the stage anymore, but you got to make use of it when it does. And Warlord and Tommy are a very experienced bunch of guys who know exactly what to do. Now, you look at the far side, Precision Knight and Siki just staying still. Backing off.
Precision Knight and Siki doing exactly what Jersey 2 and Cristola done in the last game, as you've seen. Trying to spot the camo guy out. And Warlord done a great job there, getting the camouflage and immediately trying to hunt down the enemy team. Whereas you've seen Ferox and Alien on the other side. We're far too passive and tried to almost knock on the door. Rather, you need to boot that door in and take what's yours. As Warlord now gets himself up at the P3. Nobody around. Put some shots down to Sicky in the window. Precision Knight pops up out of nowhere like a mole. Takes
Tommy
down
will do well to
Warlord.
get out of this one.
Tommy the Krogan. He's good, but he's not that good as he's taken down as well on board with Sicky. He was doing a great job now in filling the boots of Mista. And we'll maybe look to say, Precision Knight, look how good we've been doing. You don't need no Mista. I'm the boy you need.
You can
As
come
Precision
back.
Knight falls to Tommy.
You can back and play with me.
And Sicky puts down some nice shots onto Warlord. 13 to 11. And I think Sicky might be sending Mista a bullet in his letterbox to say, listen, you stay away from Precision Knight, he's mine.
2 kills up anyway. Halfway point in the match, halfway point in the scores. It looks like it's neck and neck. I wouldn't say one over the other. I mean, Tommy and Warlord did well to claw back from 5 kills down early on. They did well with the camo. The camo's not going to be up for another wee while yet. But yeah, everything you would say neck and neck. Here's the pressure coming in now.
Looks like Precision Knight takes down Warlord as Warlord's trying to evict Sicky out of his house. Sicky, of course, saying I paid my bills. But Sicky does get taken down. And Precision Knight puts some shots down across the map. He goes top red. Waits for his teammate. Wisely waits for his teammate to spawn back up. Doesn't need no 1v2 action here.
Well, Tommy's just sitting here on Tower 2, waiting for something to happen. He's waiting for Warlord to get a bit of shots across on the other side of the map. Open up Sicky there as well on red 2. Here comes
Precision Knight now pushing onto Tommy. Gets the kill onto Tommy. Gets the Top Gun medal as well for Precision Knight. As Warlord wisely backing down again. Veteran plays from the boys Stu. Gets taken down by Precision Knight again. Performing well is Precision Knight. Loves this double format. He's at home here on Truth. Just trying to identify any targets around. Wisely decides, I'm going to take that camouflage. That's mine. I'm sticking that in my pocket. It's coming with me. As he goes bottom middle, almost identical play to Warlord's earlier today. Doesn't know where the boys are is the only problem. Needs some help. Needs some communication from his teammate. As he heads up towards car 2. Didn't see Warlord there. The barest of margins. Gets 3 shots onto Warlord. Backs down. Teammate then looking to get the finish in the Precision Knight. The Precision Knight's just not home. He's not there. He's turned the lights off. Puts 2 shots onto Tommy.
Here's
Sticky needs to get in here, get his face on the end of things as Precision Knight gets taken down. A great job, you'd have to say, by Warlord and by Tommy.
I do. I think it was a decision that had to be made there by Precision Knight, and they actually cut down the effectiveness of that power up on them in the end.
I think the issue was Precision Knight was putting damage down onto both people, but Sicky just wasn't around. He wasn't around to capitalize on any of the damage he was putting down. Maybe Sicky needed to get himself top middle as Tommy gets taken down, and we're back on board with Sicky, who's gone car 2. This place is strange to him. This is not where he's used to being. As he gets shots taken down onto Warlord, taken down to no shields. Tommy soars across bottom middle, gets the finish, but also pays the price with his life. Precision Knight gets taken down by Warlord. 20 to 17. Close again here. And time starting to tick down now. The sand going through the glass. Warlord goes top middle, puts some shots down onto Sicky. Sicky's back home again. And Warlord gets taken down by double the power of Precision Knight. And by Sicky. Tommy the Krogan under immense pressure now. Getting pinched, getting squeezed. Will he tap? What has he got? Warlord in no man's land gets fired in the back. It's Tommy now, just trying to run, just trying to stay alive. He's in big trouble again. Goes front base. He's doing a great job here. Evading the 2 boys on the red side. Warlord comes out of the depths of Mordor. Takes down Sicky and takes down Precision Knight.
Big play.
While Tommy's wiping the sweat from his brow because he was, by God, it was looking perilous at one point.
They needed that play. They needed to stay in the game. That could have been a big swing. All of a sudden you were looking at maybe 4 kills behind with them only needing 2 left. They are only needing 2 left now. It's 29th.
He's in big trouble again. Tommy just couldn't get away. As we jump on board with Sicky now. Car 2. Stu. Big Warlord across the way on the ramp. Tommy the Krogan bottom base. That's where he's positioned himself. Not a great power position, but maybe if somebody goes bottom middle, Tommy could clean him up. Great shots from Warlord. As Tommy now taken down, and that's the game here. Truth heading over to the boys, Sicky and Precision Knight, 25 to 20. And missed and not missed right now anyway.
Definitely. And we'll take a look at those post-game stats. Precision Knight, bigging up on the kills. 16 kills and 13 deaths. But look at Siki, those 9 assists. Teamwork was a big thing in this game, and both teams actually think did quite well. There was quite evidence of both teams playing at quite a high level. These teams may meet each other again in the league. Who knows?
But both teams, of course, were neck and neck for most of that game. And the next map will be pivotal in the series. Will we see a game 3, or will we maintain the status quo that is clean sweeps right now?
Yeah.
Siki, 9 assists, as you say. A little bit less assists on the side of Warlord and Krogan. Maybe look to bounce back game 2. See if they can capitalize on any mistakes, any chinks in the armor of the substitute Siki. You know, obviously haven't been playing for that long. So maybe they'll look to bounce back here on the rig.
And we're going to jump in to actually have a quick look at that. I've just noticed something as well in my best of 3 series graphic. Apologies, but the last one there has gone black is because I didn't actually have a photograph for Regret. So just so you know, Regret is that last game there. And not the black screen. But anyway, if it does go to game 3, past the rig, we will see game on Regret. So here we are at the rig. Again,
I'm now looking forward to seeing game 3 on black screen. You've just taken that away from me.
I know.
As we will unfortunately be going to Regret.
So here's rig. This is another interesting one that we changed as well, just as we're looking at the opening exchanges here. Overshield instead of camo.
We'll see how it goes. Overshield being a little bit more in your face. Camouflage, you don't get that sneaky play anymore. There's a lot of ledges and stuff you can cling onto with camouflage on the rig. So we'll see how it goes. If it's balanced, if it's not, we'll maybe look at it to changing it again for the league.
We're looking here at Precision Knight with the sniper. He's sitting up on tower 2 at the minute, looking to see if he can get any angles on anybody. Again, another change we made: 4 bullets in the sniper, not 8.
Yeah, funny enough, in the last games we had, the last tournament we had, we didn't feel like the sniper rifle was that prevalent. But we'll see how it fares now with half the magazine size.
I definitely felt like it was.
Knight.
Because Precision Knight was my team, and he was an absolute beast with that sniper, I'll tell you that. And definitely, if he had 8 bullets in that,
now,
he was making use of it. Tommy falls off the map. Precision Knight's still looking across to see if he can get any sign of a blue spectre across the map. Warlord's backing off and sort of waiting for some movement on the red team. I can see Precision Knight trying to hunt him down. He's only got 1 bullet left.
Yes, that last shot in the chamber. Can you make use of it? Can you peel a wig? Gets a body shot. And looks to take on Stu here in a bad position. Hasn't got much to aim at there. Stu knows that as well, but manages to get the kill. And Sticky on the other side gets a 5 onto Tommy. And just like that, it's 5-1.
Yeah, it's a big swing here for the guys on De Niro. Krogan Virus in trouble.
Backing down as Warlord soared across open field towards the bottom of that little compound. Warlord taking shots. Sniper rifle looks like it will be up again soon.
Yes, that's another thing actually been changed. The sniper rifle does appear more often. Although the bullets, there's a reduction in the clip, there is extra sniper spawn every time on the map. It appears every 2 minutes, 20 seconds instead of every 3 minutes.
Precision Knight taken down finally by Tommy. And Overshield will not be there. So please don't look for it, Tommy. It's not there. It will not be home. We've just got a phone call. It will be back in a minute. So running a little bit late today. As Tommy takes big shots onto Precision Knight. That's what you like to see. That could be the catalyst now to changing the fortunes of Tommy and Warlord. Missing a lot of shots there.
They are.
I had to say, if Warlord had been taken down by Sticky, that might have been Tommy's fault.
It was, but in the end, it's a good bit of teamwork. They got him in a 2v1 situation. He knew exactly where he was. He helped out his teammate. Good effect, his teamwork. And now we're looking again. Overshield's not going to appear for a while.
Tommy put down no damage, but I think he was just standing behind him and screaming at him. Throw him off his shot. Just making loud noises.
Yep.
Tommy now puts shots down onto Sticky. Wisely backs down into the sewers. We'll try to avoid any rats down there. It hasn't been cleaned out in quite a while.
Oh!
And Precision Knight, he's got that sleeper of a right hand and he puts the boys down. We're on board with Sticky now.
It seems like the vaccine for the Krogan virus is definitely De Niro GG here at the minute.
Yeah. We did advise not giving Krogan the right hand, but it seemed to do the job there. As Sticky looks to put some damage down across the map. Tommy's staying alive. Warlord is it's a staggered spawn here. They're split, massively split. Information going to be coming down from Precision Knight, who nades that spot wisely. Does miss Warlord. It was a whiff of the nade.
Did OS come up?
Precision Knight finally takes down Krogan. As Warlord's down in the sewers again with those rats. Sicky now. Don't know why he's decided to go here, but here he is. Maybe he needs to get closer to the Precision Knight. Utilize the numbers advantage on this side of the map. Warlord's a little bit staggered across the opposite side. They're not careful here, Kaelin. We might see a pinch.
We will, and it's interesting. The sniper's on the far side now. Precision Knight loves to get the sniper in his hands.
Should we see the overshield, or has the overshield already been taken?
I think the overshield's already been taken. It came up at 840 or 850. It must have been burned right away.
I'm in the past or the future.
Well, here Precision Knight is making his way slowly over toward that side. He does love getting his hands on the sniper, and he's going to have a look to see who's going to make a move over for it. Sicky's
some nice
rounding
shots.
Back.
Precision Knight's nice shots onto Warlord as the sniper rifle now pops. And we'll keep a close eye on the Precision Knight now. Ooh. Curse of the commentator as he's taken down by the freshest and hottest of fives. Only out of the oven is that 5 shot. As Tommy now will look to get that sniper rifle maybe. Nope. Nice. Deciding wisely instead to help his teammate. I don't know about you, Kaelin, but I'm saying goodbye, Warlord. That's my sniper rifle. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
As we're on board with Sicky. Precision Knight again takes down Warlord. Might go back for a sniper rifle. And we'll keep a close eye on that. As Sicky now back rails. You're going to have to put some damage on the boys' back rails here. Tommy, top tower. Backs down again. Some lovely confidence in the shots here from both teams. Tommy's getting laser beamed. And he goes down. And you smell what's cooking. It's Tommy. He's being put on blast by the boys. Sicky dipsy doodling here. Warlord gives nice shots and a big melee onto Warlord. 16-6. And the writing's on the wall here, Kaelin.
They are indeed. 17-6 now at the minute. Only a few kills away now. 7 kills from the win for the guys on De Niro. Krogan Virus in real trouble of being absolutely sniffed out entirely. It seems like they're the ones that are on lockdown at the minute.
I need to know what sense Sicky is on because he's making me dizzy. Is he playing mouse and keyboard or something? Because I might need to take a minute. All this swiveling and moving around, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
Do you know what? He might be.
Oh, Sicky gets taken down, and Warlord now says that's my overshield. Melee and victory waits for the enemy team to spawn, so he has that little bit of extra overshield. Doesn't get ticked away with time.
Oh, he's running into trouble here.
Running around in circles. Not something you expect from him.
I never know that OS is burned off though.
Still has half shields. Big shots onto Sicky. This could be big. There it is. Warlord. That was big. Unfortunately, still a massive gap in the scoreline. But some nice plays from Warlord. A sniper rifle does pop up onto the map, and both teams will be very interested in that. This is looking like a clean sweep for the boys, Precision Knight and Sicky. Sicky doing a great job. You know, he might be filling in for Missa today, but maybe someone else will have a look at Sicky and say, he's impressed me. Maybe I'll drop John Johnson on my team and pick up a bit of Sicky. Okay. Warlord transitions now over the sniper rifle. Will he pick it up? He's getting nuked. Tries to stay behind that wall. You will see nades come across if the opposition have them, which they do not seem to. Warlord gets the sniper rifle and decides to back away.
It'd be a massive swing if they could come back from this, wouldn't it?
I hope you don't have dandruff, because there goes your scalp, Sicky. It's gone. Head and shoulders. The stream is not brought to you by it, but it could be, as you've lost your head.
Well, they feel like there's a hunt on here. This is.
There's a little bit of momentum, you'd have to say here, Kaelin.
Yeah, you would. You would.
Krogan and Warlord have a new lease of life. Sicky trying to hide for your life.
Sicky should push on that, shouldn't he? Yeah, he does.
I don't think he knew he was there, but maybe.
Precision Knight 2v1 situation. He needs to.
Body shot needs to finish him, and he does, Warlord. And Sicky, that's a 2-for-1. Much closer than it was before now. You might think time is against him. As we jump on board with Tommy, we'll need to try and predict spawns, and they have spawned out towards the rail side.
It appears we're getting plenty in the chat that Sicky is using a mouse and keyboard.
Well, here we go. I called it. I know a mouse and keyboard when I see one. And I'm impressed by his skills, I have to say. Tommy now. Crackdown, no shields. Replenishes his shields now. Takes some shots on the Sicky is lasered. Hits Tommy with the 5 like it's no man's business, isn't it? An explosion mid-map. Those two boys tear a hole in the fabric of space and time with that plasma grenade. As we're back on board with Precision Knight. Just needs the 1 kill. And he doesn't have Kalen to do it for him. Can he do it without him?
Yeah, especially after last week, or the previous 2 weeks ago even, sorry, wasn't it? In which my miraculous last kill. Stu's in trouble.
There it is. Sicky takes down Tommy. Thoroughly impressive display from the boys. Close series, I have to say. Although the score will say it was 2-0. The score doesn't always tell the full story. And Warlord and Tommy could take a lot of confidence away from that. We'll maybe look to finish maybe second in the pools here.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at that stats anyway.
25 to 18. Yeah, we've got 16 kills, 2 assists for Precision Knight, which is telling. 25 kills and you've only had a hand in 2 assists. You'll be getting the backhand of me, I tell you. You better start helping me out a little bit more and stop baiting me, I'll tell you, young man. 10 deaths, so +6 for him, of course. +1 for Sicky on the mouse and keyboard. 10 and 11, -1 for Warlord. 3 assists, and Tommy, 8 and 14. Not something we're used to seeing from Tommy. Kalen, what's wrong with him? What's going on here?
Mouse and keyboard? Maybe. Mouse and keyboard's gone wrong, is what I would say. It seems like we're getting
hard.
It seems like we're looking for a mouse and keyboard. If that is true, I mean, we're going to have to review that with our admins, to be honest. I don't think there's anything explicitly in the rules, but we do have a common sense ruling in the rules. I do believe I was warned about Sicky actually beforehand, and it's kind of caught me by surprise that actually I forgot, because he got this guy in last minute, as we said, with Mista. So we're gonna have to have a chat about that later on. It won't really matter too much anyway, because Precision Knight's points will get cut in half if he brings back Mista, which he is, as far as I know. So he will get his points cut in half anyway.
The crowd are going wild here, looking for pitchforks are out, fires are lit. They're looking for a hot DQ. That will be down to the admins.
I think Desire, if you can raise that with the admins, and also we'll have a chat about that. But yeah, definitely looked like it was evidence of mouse and keyboard on that one anyway from our side. We'll have a break anyway. It's a quick look at actually just the best of 3 series there that we just watched. 25-20 on the Truth, which was an interesting game, very tactical as we talked about. It seems to be a map that is showing these tactical battles. And then the second game that we just witnessed was 25-18 on the Rig for the red team, De Niro. They've beaten Coronavirus, and hopefully the rest of the world would beat Coronavirus. But yeah, we're gonna have to.
We'll have to get Warlord's calling for VAR. We're gonna have to get VAR and analyze whether that is in fact a DQ or whether it means. I'm not sure about the rule book about mouse and keyboard.
Give us your best VAR square TV signal.
Put the hand to the ear. Hang on, we're getting some VAR.
Yeah.
I don't have my whistle with me, but we're definitely gonna have to take a look at that because I'm not sure what way the rules lie.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at that.
I would say it's pretty difficult to play mouse and keyboard in a game like Halo 5, especially when you have things like aim assist.
I think mouse and keyboard with aim assist is going to be pretty bit of an advantage if you're half decent with mouse and keyboard.
I'm not sure if you have aim assist on mouse and keyboard. We'll have to take a look at it, but we'll have to go to the dubious panel because there's something awry here.
Yeah, we'll be back in a bit. They're
looking for red cards in the chat, Kalen. Anyway, I can see that they're all looking for red cards.
Yeah, they're looking for red cards. We're gonna have to review that VAR first anyway.
Offside. We have it all going down in the chat.
We'll be back in a moment with a round 3 matchup, hopefully soon.
Perfect kill. that you need me.
Enemy team score.
Back in May, an amateur Halo League under the name Europa Halo saw the grand finals of their team takedown event take place. The two best teams, Mach Mach and Statty Daggers, faced off in a best-of-7 series to claim the championship title. The series saw some incredible games, but one in particular stood out to us that illustrates the importance of timing and how the smallest decision can determine a game in a matter of seconds. It's Game 5 on Plaza. Mach Mach is on red team, Statty Daggers on blue team, and the score comes down to 49-48 in favor of red team. A true nail-biter of a game. Let's first see how the final moment plays out, and later dive deeper into how timing affected the outcome of the game and explore some different scenarios on how the moment could have had a different result.
Basically a trade. Top gold also, top gold also. One shot inside yard, SLG. Yeah, there almost one shot inside yard, SLG.
Go back out, back out.
You guys in yard?
They push you through.
No, snipes out.
Do you want to hold forward, these kids? There's three guys here. I died. Unlucky.
Oh, I got beat down. I got beat down.
He flanked, he flanked.
This was a very close game indeed. Let's dive in. Bashford and Looney both spawn near the blue garbage truck and quickly create a 3-1 split with the rest of the team. This is a solid passive-aggressive setup that can work very well, as long as the trio in Cafe can also help their solo nest player, should that player pushed. More than likely, if Red's solo nest player had caught Kimbo solo flank, Red team would have ended the game with a slay or at least raid. Blue team chose to play aggressively at the end of the game. The odds were against them in score and in weapon control, as red team had a sniper rifle in their possession. Now, in our opinion, had timing not favored the blue team, they would have lost the game due to this aggressive play one way or another. Now, this is not to say that blue team got lucky. Let's look at how red team's nest players' lane coverage created a timing loss, creating a gap of opportunity for Kimbo's flank to progress. Red team notices shots being fired from seemingly the loop soda side of the map, so the nest player naturally went to check. However, this rotation created a timing loss as the nest player is turning away from the middle flank route. S4 would have been a great alternative to check the loop flank, as it keeps the player in the field of play to continue watching the middle flank, as well as granting some height advantage and the opportunity to lay damage on enemies, possibly jumping top gold or pushing Cafe from yard. Okay, so what if red team had pressed their score advantage and actually played aggressively instead? For example, had red team played a 2-2 split here instead with the intention of collapsing on blue team, they could have gained more map control and used their score advantage to secure a trade if needed. Red team could have expanded towards loop from nest using a high or low push. Batchford can clamber up to nest and progress towards loop, while Looney pushes towards soda via U-turn. In this situation, they would have naturally caught Kimbo in his solo flank and had the advantage. If Kimbo had not been flanking and had instead been sneakily hiding near the loop area, this 2-2 split would grant red team the advantage for that slay as well. And if blue team was instead playing incredibly passively and turtling, this 2-2 split gives red team easy angles and access to top gold, leading to even more map control for the collapse on blue team. At the end of the day, both teams played so well. It can be quite a shame, but sometimes it just comes down to that split-second decision. A huge thanks to Europa Halo for supplying the game to us. It's fun to look at the game play out and see the what-if scenarios. It allows us to educate the community in an interesting way. With that being said, if you're interested in submitting gameplay for review, Paradise Halo will be accepting video submissions for future episodes of the Tactics series. So if you're looking for a second opinion for your team or your own gameplay, reach out to us on Twitter and Callus just might review it in one of our episodes. Links in the description. Back in May, an amateur Halo League under the name Europa Halo saw the grand finals of their team takedown event take place. The two best teams, Mok Mok and Statty Daggers, faced off in a best-of-7 series to claim the championship title. The series saw some incredible games, but one in particular stood out to us that illustrates the importance of timing and how the smallest decision can determine a game in a matter of seconds.
Okay.
And we are back.
Yeah, we are.
VAR has come back. We've got the rule, and there is going to be a DQ onto Siki for alleged mouse and keyboard usage. So
Oh, it's confirmed. It's confirmed.
it's confirmed. So mouse and keyboard, that's a no-go, fella. You're out of here. Anybody that you have played will most likely be getting the points for the win.
Yes. So what's happening is
Caelan's gonna talk you through it. You go ahead, Caelan.
so we're gonna give the guys the wins, but we're also gonna give Precision Knight some points anyway. But that's going to be an exception to the rule, basically because there is some blurred lines in our rulings, but at the same time it falls under the common sense ruling that there is a massive advantage of playing mouse and keyboard, regardless of how good or bad the person is. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
but
for just basic sportsmanship of it, it shouldn't be a thing, and we shouldn't have to tell you.
Yeah.
You can't use mouse and keyboard in tournaments, so why would you think this is any different?
Anyway, jumping into the game that we have, it's a round 2 matchup from one of the groups we covered earlier because we're trying to just get any game at all. It's
Popular
Scherzola.
demand. Popular demand, I would say. The chat was screaming for it. So we buckled under the pressure, and here we are on board with Jersey2 and Cristola versus Outcast and Deadeye. As shots go down, P1 back onto Truth, of course. Camo's up every 3 minutes, as we discussed before. Fred has got himself a piece of camouflage and is going to be taking down Cristola. And Deadeye, I see in the kill feed. And we're on board with Jersey2 as he scrambles to try and stay alive now. Camouflage hunted him down, as well as Outcast top base. He's in big trouble here. And you'd say writing is on the wall, as he probably will end up hitting the death screen at some point very soon. Cristola has arrived, but again, this is going to be another 1v2 because Jersey2 was in all kinds of trouble. Outcast puts some shots down onto Cristola. Cristola backs down. And I'm going to push into the base now, try to get the finish before Jersey2. There it is. So it's 3-0 in favour of Outcast and Deadeye. A great start from the boys. As Jersey2 takes some shots top middle. Outcast on the P side ramp. I love that. Fully aware Cristola was coming up the P street. And wisely backs down. Some great plays there. Great anticipation of where Cristola might be moving to. And it looks like Jersey2 caught unawares, top middle. Will be taking shots down. Lovely little angle that Steve and Deadeye have taken up there. But Cristola gets the first kill on the board for Scherzola. And now rolled reversed as Outcast is quickly in a 2v1. And Jersey2 takes him down 3-2. So we're back neck and neck again in touch and distance. As we're on board now with Fred down bottom base.
Yeah, so it's an interesting opening exchanges. Cristola sitting up in top mid there. He didn't actually realise he's caught by Deadeye and opens up a 2-kill lead.
You have to say Chris dropped down there trying to stay alive, but ultimately that's exactly where Fred wanted him. Dropped straight into his back garden. Deadeye Fred handled business as he backs down into base. Jersey2 top middle takes down Outcast. Deadeye scrambling now again. Low shields now just starts to replenish. Oh, and a beautiful nade by Jersey2 as we jump on board now with Cristola, who quickly goes bottom middle, up on the top middle now. Put some shots down onto Outcast, and we'll need to be aware of where Deadeye is. No doubt. Yep, there he is. Top car.
Oh, some poor shots.
Some poor shots. It also took down Fred. Then he takes down Cristola and Jersey2, so he gets that double kill. My family has been annihilated right in front of my eyes.
They are indeed.
And it's 7-5 now.
Sticking here with Outcast. A few wee warning nades sitting across from P2.
Just letting them know he was there. That was all that was. As a big fight goes down here, P1. Cristola falls. Outcast doing a great job of staying alive. Fred then immediately puts the pressure down on the Jersey2. Hits him with a fresh 5. And we're on board now with Outcast. What can he do? Sees a nade coming out of the bottom base. Well, really know there's an enemy down there. Put some shots onto Chris. Both team members now down bottom blue. And we need to try and get themselves up and out. As you can see, Jersey2 nades the P street, but nobody home. Outcast gets a free camouflage. 9-5. This is looking pretty perilous for the boys on Scherzola. Outcast goes across bottom middle. Seems to be a popular play with camouflage, just to go across bottom middle. You know, maybe not a lot of people looking bottom middle. You know, top middle, obviously people will try and look there. But if you have camouflage, you can kind of just skate across the way. Oh, there we go. Cristola spots him out. Puts some shots onto him, gets 5'd. Jersey2 does not want to drop down there. Probably aware that Fred's down there as well. Outcast doing a great job of staying alive. PP in hand for Fred. Outcast puts some shots down. Jersey2 gives him the fresh 5. It's a lovely little trade for Jersey2, you have to say, under some serious amount of pressure.
Looking here.
Cristola then backs down the camouflage player, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm looking here still at Outcast. Cam was about to run out. Bit like Cinderella even, sorry. Cinderella waiting. The time's just run out and it's back to reality now. We're back here sitting on P2. Waits for Fred now to come back into the fold. The nade's coming in from Dean there across.
Outcast just trying to control P2, policing it. Cristola now car 2 gets hit by a nade. Not too much damage taken on him though. Gets flashbanged by the plasma. Fred takes some shots down now. Jersey2 immediately backs out. Cristola looking for the bait and switch, but Fred was there. Trading kills. Jersey2 managed to back out with his life. And we'll look to take that 1v1 with Fred now. It's all down to who spawns first. Fred's down bottom base and in big need of help. Cristola taking some shots. And you can see he goes P face here. Some nice plays by Fred. Catching them in all sorts of trouble here is Fred. That's a lovely play by the boys. 15-8. You'll say it's some lovely halo from Outcast and Deadeye.
Yeah, great teamwork.
Some great teamwork. You can tell they haven't missed a beat. They've been playing for the longest time. If you see them in 8s, you see them in 2s. They're always involved in a bit of halo action. Mainstays of the community. As you can see, as Deadeye now goes up to car 2. Sees Chris behind the shields, can't put any damage down. Chris remembers lovely little nade that Fred has thrown there. And another trade comes down 16-10. By no means is this all said and done, but to say they're massive lead for Fred and Outcast.
He's great.
As Jersey 2 tries to stay alive here.
He's great awareness, is what I would call it. I mean, he was able to predict that exactly where Chris would have fell down straight away, actually, from coming out from there. And the
Fred
teamwork's
then
on point too.
Clean up onto Cristola as well, who was having internet issues, and that's why we couldn't get involved for the longest time. We are here now, and we're seeing some lovely halo action from Fred and Steve for sure, as Deadeye is taken down by Jersey 2. And we're on board now with Cristola. Can they claw their way back into this game? And to say it's stacked against them. Cristola now just sees the camouflage getting popped, as Outcast now going to look to try and get away with it. He won't be able to though. That's a lovely stick from Outcast, and that's a Hail Mary. You know, you're not expecting to get them, but that is just an absolute bonus. When those sort of things fall for you, Kaelin, you're in great shape. We're getting a victory, 19-13 now.
Here comes the push across now. It's a 2v1. Jersey not backing off, not waiting for his teammate to spawn.
Jersey too.
Takes it.
Yeah, takes the fight there. Gets Outcast, puts some shots down to Fred, but is going to pay the price with his life. As now Fred is down bottom P, but Outcast is top middle, and he is fighting Cristola. Cristola really utilising them shields to the best of his ability. It was great work on his behalf. Fred drops down, no shields, now to P1, completely isolated down there. Outcast going to look to provide some support, but it is then. That's the sort of thing you're looking for. That's a swing. This could be the catalyst now. As both players push towards the bases. They've gone opposite bases here. Going to look to pinch car side, trying to break that spawn. You'll see them now try to put some damage down. Now Fred in the bubble.
Ooh.
Cristola takes down Outcast. This is where the pinch is going to come in. You have to identify really quickly where Fred is. They have now. Jersey 2 now put some shots down to Fred. Lovely shots backing down Jersey 2 by Fred. Great job of staying alive. He is now going to get double teamed. Only a little bit of shield left and he will fall. 20-18. It's gotten much closer now as we jump across to Cristola. There's a guy P2. He doesn't know that though. He does now as he throws some nades in.
Here's an interesting play. They're starting to do a split here across. Oh, Chris is going to have his back to him.
Oh, they're going to pay. They're going to pay the ultimate price, and they're back down to within 4 kills of the lead. You have to say they've made it more respectable now. They were down by 6, but definitely given a good account of themselves. 22-18. 3 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock, as Outcast is caught unawares of Jersey 2's positioning. He takes down the kill in the feed. Cristola then, it's a trading blow for blow here. 2 for 2s, tit for tat. You see 22-20. The 2 members of blue team spawning over towards the car side. Jersey 2 drops front base. Outcast might have just seen him, which he did. Looking for help from Chris, but when you get 5'd, when you put your face in the line, you get yourself 5'd. Outcast does some great work there.
Well, look at this now.
He looks to pinch now onto Cristola.
5 kills needed for Red.
Take a shot from car side. He will give that information across. Outcast doing a good job staying alive as they smartly decide to back towards the base. They realise they're in a bit of a compromised position. He goes back toilet, clambers himself up, and will now look to put some damage down to anybody coming in to his house. As you can see, Jersey 2 uses that shield. The best players seem to utilise those shields very well. I tell you something, when I go top middle, I'm dead. That's just the way it is. Cristola now looking for maybe a camouflage. It could be big. Down by 3 kills. I think he might have got the camouflage there as well. Outcast popped down to no shields.
Chris picks up camo. 230.
Yeah, there it is. And Outcast is in big trouble. As his shields pop. Deadeye now comes around, looking to see what's going on. Not much doing. It's a 1v1. Outcast and Jersey 2. Now the bait and switch comes in. Outcast sees the nade, but Cristola's there. Some lovely work as Fred Utilizes P1, the P face was a lovely bit of clambering, using the mechanics very well. Cristola then spots him out, 24-22, and we're going down to the wire here, Kaelin. 24-22, 2 minutes left in the clock. Cristola with camouflage, doesn't know where the enemy team is, but we'll try to identify them very fast.
Yeah, this is an interesting one now. All of a sudden,
We're down to a crawl now, Kaelin.
Chris he's gonna take a chance here. I think he knows
Gonna
Fred's
gamble.
here.
He knows someone's here anyway. He's not going to get any hits onto that grenade.
Camo's gone.
Fred now fully aware where he is. Camo's gone.
That's a
Where
nice
are the
nade.
teammates? Where are these fights coming? Big nades, big shots, and there it is. They done the best they could. But that was a very, very close game. You have to say, Cristola and Shirley 2 gave a great account of themselves. Coming against these Halo 5 vets in Outcast and Deadeye. 17-12, the kills for Deadeye. Great game from him. 8 and 10, but 9 assists. So very effective from Outcast. 12 and 11 for Shirley 2, 10 and 14 for Cristola. And you can tell these two teams are very, very evenly matched. You know, maybe if the Shirley 2 and Cristola can shake the rust, we might see them maybe take a game for game 2, and we might see the first game 3 of the series so far that we've seen.
Still seeing quite high accuracy ratings even in 2s. Like, I mean, pistols are hit and miss with a lot of people, but they actually still remaining quite high. Damage dealt, Deadeye kept putting in nearly 3k damage in a 2s. It's pretty good. Like,
Yeah, Fred done a lot of damage that game. You have to say 3,200.
Anyway, jumping in here, best of 3 series. We're going to jump onto the rig next. What's your thoughts here? Now, this is going to be interesting with the overshield and the sniper this time rather than just the pistol shots.
Yeah, it's going to be down. Whoever takes the win here will be down. Who can utilize that overshield and that sniper rifle to the best of their ability. Both teams evenly matched when it comes to slays, as you can see. Maybe just got caught. Could have went either way on truth. So whoever gets that sniper rifle and whoever gets that overshield, it will help them immensely as we go forward on the rig.
Here we go, folks. This is the Europa Double Series, round 2 of group number 5. Wee bit behind on this group. Some of the other games have round 3s underway, so we might even get a round 4 game after this. But anyway, it's one that the stream wanted to see.
Internet issues do hurt, but this is the one the fans all wanted to see. They've all paid the price. They've all paid the ticket. The ticket is your mission and it is your time that you're paying, and we appreciate you sticking by us through the technical difficulties that is online Halo and online in general. As you know yourself, we've all fallen a victim to somebody not being able to get the modem to work at the right time, and the router just deciding, I'm not having any bit of it. I'm going to decide this is the one day that I'm going to give you some trouble.
And again,
apologies
actually, sorry, as well for the graphics rating. The graphics card is terrible. Like I said, it's a poor old graphics card. Unfortunately, we had to do this last minute because Lewis, who usually does production for us, was sick. Yeah. And he couldn't do it, so I had to step in just at the minute. We were trying to get somebody else to take over if that ever happens again. Usually I'd be behind the scenes on the admin side of things, but today we've had to make an exception because we're quite low. It's not coronavirus, don't worry. It's simply just an illness. And he should be back with us at some stage soon. Anyway, jumping into the game. I'm still following Outcast here. 3-2, interesting. Snipe is gone.
Outcast does get that kill. 4-2. Again, started off close as both teams jostle for position. Who can control the map and the angles here? The rig, of course, one of those maps where you can hold a lot of angles and stuff, but there's a lot of nooks and crannies around here to be clambering on and hiding behind. So you have to keep your wits about you and your head in a swivel at all times. As Outcast gets some big damage on the Chris, he has that information now with the grenade hit markers go down, and Outcast then falls. Might have fallen off the map there actually, trying to utilize the advanced movement, but a little bit out of practice and decides he's going to fall straight to the abyss. As Shirley 2 jumps back engine, get some threats down, picks up some fights. Outcast banks that nade off the floor so it'll spin up. No hits on it there though. Shirley 2 wisely decides to back down and get out of there. Outcast gets that information, is caught now. Lovely shots from Fred, you have to say, lovely shots. Nice 5. Shirley 2 won't be happy with that. Might have thought he had the advantage there, but Fred saying no, and now Chris is in big trouble.
So what do you think of your family then?
What's happened here? Has he been razzled? What's happened there? They lost him for a second. And Chris comes in with the karate chop.
Come on, give him a slap. Oh, no, I thought he was going to give him a nice wee slap across the face.
A big shot to the body, but not enough. As now Jersey 2 takes control of the sniper rifle. 3 bullets left in the mag. He's out here, open field, trying to give Chris some cover fire. Chris tries to replenish his shields and his health. 4 to 8. As we're back rails here, BR on the floor. No, nobody wants that since the patch that made it a little bit less usable. Fred now getting that sniper glare. Jersey 2 fires off a shot, just a warning shot. Not good enough for this occasion. Gameplay slows down just a little bit. Takes some shots here, Jersey 2. Needs to try and stay on. Squeezed lovely there by Fred and Outcast. Chris probably caught in transition, and because of that, they've paid the ultimate price with the lives again. And it's now 10 to 4. Overshield falls over, and momentum definitely on the side of Outcast and Fred. So great work by Jersey 2 here, getting most of the overshield off, possibly all the overshield off of Deadeye. Deadeye now 11 and 4. He's up engine 2. Jersey 2 now. The battle between Jersey and 2 and Fred seems to be going, rages on. And for now, Fred is winning the battle. The war will continue. Outcast picks up a shot onto Cristola in the kill feed. And Jersey 2 trying to stay alive here, but Fred and Steve will put some great pressure on them. Lovely trade there. 13 to 6. A little bit of echo in the background there on your end, Caleb. Now, Fred, engine 2, put some shots down onto Jersey 2. Lovely shots. Very accurate as Fred and Jersey 2 decide to back down, fight another day. I'll see you again in the future, pal. Now, here we go again. Fred and Jersey 2 just absolutely super dude each other, like magnets. Two boys juking it out. Jersey 2 pops both boys' shields. And looking for help from Cristola, who's in no man's land here. Doesn't seem to be involved. SOS, Jersey 2 is screaming. As Chris gets the sniper rifle. Hits a big body shot. We'll get the information down to Jersey 2 that one of them is absolute. As you see, Jersey 2 then picks up the fight. Says, I'll have a piece. Cristola hits a body shot onto Outcast. That will be enough to take him down. Send him back to the respawn screen. He'll probably end up spawning down somewhere around engine. As you see, he spawns back rails. Here he is now on top engine. He decided to back down once Deadeye fell. 14 to 8. A massive gap here. As we're on board now with Cristola. Picks up a lovely shot onto Outcast. That will take him down. 14 to 9. And closing this gap down. Boys seem to think that they've spawned here, but they are wrong. As they've spawned opposite side of the map. And you see now, Outcast and Fred start to set up around barrels, start to clamber up. Cristola would have heard that. Would have heard the Spartan make the little noise. They're doing the parkour. As you can see now.
Okay.
Great shots by both teams jostling for position. I have to say, some lovely Halo on show here today, Caelan.
I have to say that as well. Especially some of the higher level players here. They're all looking for a place in this top 16. Top 16 gets you through to the league stage. Split into, of course, Division 1 and Division 2. So we're trying to focus on the quality of opposition rather than just having everybody in there. There is, of course, the Division 3 option, which will have all of the teams that opt in and decide to play on.
Yeah, we can call that the League 1. We have the Championship and we'll have the Premier League.
Yeah, so we have the Premier League of the best 16 teams. Those 16 teams will be the ones that will be competing for the top prize. But the next set, the Division 3, then is just a casual competition.
We will be looking at maybe promotion relegation battles. We might have.
You will actually have those. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if the interest holds, promotions, relegations, if you're in the bottom 3.
Apologies as well
two,
for the stream again. I know it's dropping frames. There is quite a lot going on my PC. I was trying to figure out if they're trying to find a root cause for that, but there is a lot going on at the minute in terms of getting Jersey on for a call and everything else on in the background. So I am trying to limit as much pressure on the GPU as possible. But it seems
technical difficulties, yeah. We do love them.
We do love those technical difficulties, don't we? Anyway.
16 to 12 here. We're going to talk about the match again. As seems to be this trend where she'll keep it close to the start, then there's a big gap opens up as Fred and Steve decide to extend the gap, which is Outcast and Deadeye. 17 to 12 now, and they can claw it back again. So will we see something similar to the last game where it might come down to the last 1 or 2 pushes as they hold engine side. As you can see, blue team set up engine side on board with Jersey 2. Fred has sniper right. Looks to line up Jersey.
We're absolutely.
It has that information.
Is
Put
it-
some snipes down.
We're all over the place here at the minute. I'm sorry that the graphics card's just not liking this at all. Hopefully should stabilize a wee bit now. It should stabilize. Deadeye gets the headshot there. Jersey, are you with us again?
Deadeye cracks the face of Chris. Sends him to the nether.
We're getting worse and worse.
18 to 12.
I wonder if I can get rid of some of these things here, and maybe that'll hopefully take the pressure off for us. That should
Let
hopefully
the
take a
air
bit of
out.
pressure.
Let the air out of the top.
Yeah, we do actually have to let the air out of the tires a wee bit just to hopefully keep the frame rate high.
Too much stress on the old CPU.
It is. There's a lot of stress going on the CPU actually. Anyway,
But the grey hairs on the CPU. As you can see, 19 to 4 now. Cristola smacks the jaw off Fred. Now 3 minutes left on the clock. Prioritize staying alive. Great shots then by Fred. Cristola shoots towards back bunker side here. Try and stagger the spawns and make sure his teammate doesn't spawn out behind. As Outcast gets Jersey 2 in the kill feed, as you can see. Sniper rifle up soon. Of course, blue team are fully aware of that. Oh, lovely 5 from Cristola.
fighting for his place left in this
five.
anyway. Still looking to bring this to a game 3. First game 3 we'll have seen on stream anyway.
17 to 20. You know, the guys in the chat knew what they were talking about when they were going to see some good Halo. They were screaming for it, and we have abided. We have given you the game
Well,
you
they've
want.
got Sniper and OS at the minute, so they've got both the two.
Oh, Chris with that little hover stabilized headshot says good night to Deadeye. God bless.
They got to do something with this OS. Jersey has it
20
at
to
the minute.
18 here. I think Jersey. Yeah, Jersey 2 trying to identify any players. Both members of the blue team trying to hide and let that overshield back down as much as possible. Outcast gets taken down 19 to 20 here. This game is back in it. Neck and neck. Fred takes one shot and trades a shot with Cristola. Jersey 2 should be there for the finish. Lovely kill. Here we go, 20 to 20. As the action heats up here, 20 to 20. 1 minute 46 left on the clock. As you can see in the background, Outcast waiting for Fred to get himself back and pick his pistol back up again for the next fight. They're pushed down here through the halls. Outcast gets spotted out by Cristola. That's a snipe and a killing spree. But caught unaware then by Fred. As Jersey 2 now put some pressure on the Fred who gets the sniper rifle. Make sure not to get your wig peeled. As we jump on over to Outcast, who is Tower 2. 21 to 21 here, Caelan.
Yeah, this is a tense game, 21 each. Here comes Jersey now putting the pressure on Fred. Gets the one. That's a lovely one because the snipe was just coming round. He was just peeking round. 22 each.
Massive pressure here by Cristola. 23 to 22. A minute left on the clock. As we jump on board with Fred, who's out here in open field. Has to try and not get isolated from his teammate.
Here comes
Jersey 2 throws that nade. Fully aware there might be someone there.
Chris.
Both members taking out the no shields. Outcast picks up that kill on Jersey 2. 24 to 23 as Cristola also falls. 46 seconds left on the clock.
I'm sticking here with
Only one
Outcast
kill in
here.
it. Fred is looking. Outcast has gone for blood.
Oh,
here.
stick!
It's over! And that's all it was. 25-23. What a game. What a game we've had there.
That was a lovely stick. As soon as I seen the sticky nade just tap his foot there as they walked away, even though there was nothing he could do at that stage, Outcast just knew the game was won there. But
Cass has absolutely loaded that plasma grenade with Pritt stick and stuck it to the foot of Jersey 2. Jersey 2 was a 1 to the left foot, but when it stuck to his right foot, it's good night, Irene. That's an explosion, and off the game you go. As the series goes 2-0. Very close series, and the closest one we've had so far. 25-23. Fred again coming up big, 13 kills, 11 deaths, 12 and 12 again for Outcast. Plays it very consistently. Jersey 2 is struggling with a -4, and Cristola 15 to 13 respectfully. It was a lovely little sticky grenade there at the best time as well. Because you had to fancy, if he didn't get that stick there, it might have been 24-24, and we're in for a nervy few minutes with a 2v1 situation onto Fred. But luckily enough, Lots of Velcro on that grenade. And he gets the kill that he was after.
Right. So, quick look at that best of 3 series as we're trying to figure out even the next game that we can get on stream. So, best of 3 series, 25-22 was earlier on for the blue team on Truth, and then as we just seen that tight finish at the end, 25-23. So yeah, definitely probably the best game we've had on stream today.
You see Shersy 2 and Outcast in the chat. They're having the E handshake of the GGs. It was a great game, lads. All involved. Well played all around. 2 close games, as you can see. Outcast and Deadeye just having a little bit too much on this occasion. And we'll look forward to seeing these 2 teams towards the back end of the competition and maybe with a bit of luck in the league.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's the results. We've had results there. Some group scores. Makakon 6 points up in their groups. And we will look to try and get another game going for you guys very quickly.
Yep. We'll be back with a break. We'll leave this here at the minute and just see as the results come in, because I know that people don't want to see the montage that we've had running for the last few times. Unfortunately, like I said, we haven't had the full setup. But again, the Swiss system works on a way that determines order, not just that every team has to play each other. Some teams may play 3 games, some may play 4 games. It all depends on just what happens in those groups. So we are seeing some groups nearly finished in terms of orders. We have maybe only 1 round left for some games or for some teams, and we'll also be assigning then seeding points from the back of that. So anyway, join us in a few moments whenever we sort this all out and try to get another game for you guys on stream. And we're back. We're back. This is probably the last game of the night, actually. It's going to be Demoni Raptors versus Austrian Force earlier in the day, but this is actually a battle for second and third. So as also as well, it mentions the Swiss format. Sometimes if a team is locked in a certain position, then the Swiss format does not require them to play a fourth game. So only 3 games are needed by certain teams. So this is actually a fourth game. It's Mocket is basically top the group now, and Demoni Raptors will play Austrian Force, who are both on 2 wins each.
Yeah, we're jumping into Plaza now. Again, can't stress it enough. You need to get that overshield. You need to get that sniper rifle. And you need to start putting down some damage as both teams soar across. The traditional setup is to run straight for overshield. As Turo picks up a big kill onto Jesus, or Jesus, depending on what way you want to pronounce it.
Mike.
The Lord and Savior himself. As Turo gets teammated there, takes off a sliver of his overshield, gets the PP. Why has he decided to pick up the PP so it can't be used against him? I can respect that play, as opposed to chasing after Manatee here. That's going to be 3-0. Turo picks up his 3rd kill and 2 off a killing spree here as he soars through Plaza. Knows exactly where this guy is. Yep, gives him the old juice, gives him the AA batteries out the plasma pistol, and then a smack of his hand. It says, I won't see you anymore. As you know, you can see Manatee gets picked up here, top ramp. Jesus again around garbage truck. Oh! And he picks up Turo and throws him into the garbage truck and says, get in there, son. And Spa takes him down as we jump on board with Spa now. 3 bullets left in the mag. What can he do? Can he put it to use? He's going to look to jump up here, yellow ledge, which he does. Top middle now. Ooh, peels the wig. There goes your scalp. Fires off another shot. Probably a waste of that last shot, looking for the highlight clip. Probably feels he might be on stream, so I'll try go for this no scope here. Goes for the sprint, thrust, jump, stabilize, and then it's very flash looking. If you could then get a snipe followed by it, but you can't.
Confidence is high. Like, I mean, there are 7
Seen
kills
a lot of
up.
crouching here by your Demoni Raptors as they get another kill there. 8-3. That's a wipe. So I'm taking control here as we jump on board with Manatee. What can he do? Looks like blue team a favourite going yellow. One's taking yellow ledge and immediately put some damage on. Turo has killed Jesus there. You have to say that's going to put a lot of pressure onto Manatee.
I was going to say
As it
Mike
does
would have done
Spa.
well if he would have got out of that one.
Yeah, Spa takes him down, and now Jesus is putting some damage down to Turo. Picks up a 5, scopes in then just to make sure that last kill, that last shot, falls into the head. Gets the fresh 5. I have to say Jesus probably shouldn't have lost that battle top yellow. He needed to make sure anybody that's spawning back tram needed to stay back tram, but he gave him the territory for free of top yellow ledge. As now Turo puts some damage down. 12-4 here, and you can see Spa snipes Jesus. Doesn't need a cross when you have a sniper rifle. As Turo puts some shots onto Manatee. Looking as Jesus comes to offer some support. What can he do? Just underneath him. They don't even know he's there. Jumps in the window, gets the clean up. Heads up play by Turo. Doing what he can, put some damage down as his teammate falls. It's a 1v1 between him and Jesus. Jesus deciding to back down, going back towards garbage truck. He seems to favour it down there. I don't want to make any puns, but I feel like they're there.
Very good.
Jesus S3. Barrel is there. Looks like he's trying to get some shots onto it, just cannot connect. There's both. Big trouble with Turo. He might be able to get a double kill here. Nope. Looks like Jesus was full of shields and does great job by Jesus taking down Turo. You have to say he was probably favourite to lose there.
And he gets the
But he
overshield.
bounced back 15-7. Overshield, as you say, Kaelin, in the hands of the Demoni Raptors. And Manatee looking to get a trade there, but just a little bit unlucky was Manatee. As 1-1 they fall. Here's Jesus with the overshield. You see it slowly ticking down, slowly deteriorating. Maybe needs to start utilising that. You have the overshield. You need to be the impetus here for aggression. Don't wait for things to come to you. You go to it. It's a back whack. Oh, smacks him in the side. Excuse me.
Yeah.
As Turo now is on tram. You need to see this is the way you need to run it. That's your turn. You have more shields than he does. Don't stand there and wait for him to come to you.
I was going to say
Now, as you
confidence
see-
is high here at the minute with the Austrian Force guys. They're in Spa. They're doing quite well. Here's a pressure shot now. Jesus being very aggressive on it. And he gets the
You have to say,
trade.
Jesus did not utilize that over shield at all. Really should be more aggressive on that guy, Tram, that time, and really push the impetus, put some pressure on him. As Turo has the PP, put some shots down onto Manatee. Nice shots. Manatee done what he could, but it wasn't enough. As he picks up the light rifle and immediately puts the shots down onto Jesus, who falls top middle, and that's going to be a sniper rifle in the hands of the Austrians. Mike now in dip. It's not a great spot to be in. No sight lines down there. All you can see is the garbage truck and the Prius. As Jesus puts some nice shots down to Turu. Will need to try and stay alive here. Decides to back away from the barrel and shoot it. Spa had him lined up, but maybe had too much time. As he wisely decides he's going to go back tram. He's going to head towards light rifle here. Turu down bottom middle in no man's land. Still manages to get a kill. Isn't punished. Manatee needed big help from Jesus and it wasn't coming. And to say your prayers, maybe a few Hail Marys. Need to get Mary involved as Jesus just isn't doing it for you. And there's Spot. That's a sniper rifle. That's your teammate. You don't want to shoot him. Takes down Thuru. Is Jesus. And Spot decides he's going to just slow here. Wait for his teammate. There he is. Top yellow ledge. There goes Jesus. One shot to the body, one shot to the face. It's good night. Spot mustn't be getting the information of where the enemy Mike is. Where is Manatee? As he comes to try and offer some support now. Jesus now spawns P2. I've got biblical jokes all day here. But we'll crack on with Spog. Ooh, there he goes. Mike's got that George helmet. He's got the smiley face. I don't think he'll be smiling there. And Spog gets taken down, and now we're on board with Manatee. Can they claw this back? I doubt it. And there he goes, 25 to 13. The final score. You have to say that was a convincing win.
Do indeed. Pretty much one-sided anyway. As we jump into the post-game stats.
Manatee has had a game to forget, you have to say there. 2-13.
Oof.
All the jokes I was giving Jesus, it was in fact Manatee that was the cross in all of that. Weighing him down heavily. Spa and Turu got down to business. Positive 10 for Turu. You can't do much more in a game of doubles than go positive 10. And Manatee will look to bounce back and have a much better game too.
Yeah.
As we load up immediately into truth. That's what we love to see. Nobody wants to see montages again. Nobody wants to see the scoreboards. They want nothing but Halo action. And that's what we're trying to bring them.
Yep.
As we load in here now. What way do you see this one going, Caelan?
Well, truth, it'll be a lot more interesting. We've seen teams be a bit more stealthy about it as well. I just need to change the best series here at the minute for everybody. But 25-13.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just doing the best of 3 series on screen at the minute. But yeah, it's going to be a bit more stealthy. Jesus is quite good player now, I have to say, and it was tough going up against him actually 2 weeks ago. But anyway, I can still see Austrian Force being a far better outslaying power.
Yeah, Austrian out in full force, you would say. You fancy them to take this down as well. Manatee gets the camouflage, but is absolutely obliterated by Thuru. That's 2-1 in favour of the blue team. The Austrians starting and picking up where they left off as Thuru soars out P Street and gives Jesus a bit of pressure. Manatee looking to provide some support for him. There we go, Jesus in chase. On to Spot. Spot doing a great job of staying alive there, but down goes Thuru. It's a 1v2. As you can see, Spot will need to spawn back up as Thuru down here now. Spawn out. Great job trading out there. It's a great job. It could have been a wipe, but instead it was a 2-for-1 trade. And now Thuru has top middle control, and Jesus is in the base. And the fight's going down here on P side. Jesus takes out Spot. Can they take out Turu as well? Need to work together now, put the pressure on Turu while his teammate is not on the map. As you can see, his teammate has just spawned up and Turu has taken down Manatee. Jesus down bottom base. Yeah, there he goes. Gets dropped. Spa comes in, bait and switch. As we jump on board with Spa who has that tactical magnum. Manatee in the kill feed takes down Turu, so it's 2v1 momentarily. Jesus gets taken down to 2-shot on the car. Gets the finish onto them. Spa now has the tactical magnum. And made the teammate almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe gave the teammate the sauce. That's not what you want to do. Oh, and down goes Spa. Almost got away. But we're on board with Turu now.
And this is
Car
a
side.
similar situation to what we've seen earlier in the stream, actually, that when teams go into truth, it's a much different situation, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot more open. Comes down to the bait and switch. It's where teamwork really comes to the fold. If you don't have the teamwork, you can't really rely on your shot as much as you can. You need your teammate involved.
I have to say, Jesus
On the
as
rig.
well. Very aggressive player. They're very like what I seen like out of Legends on the stream 2 weeks ago. You know, Legends was in your face all the time. You know, getting the shots away, and Jesus isn't afraid of being aggressive like that too.
Yep, Jesus, of course, providing all sorts of aggression. Your teammate needs to be there to provide some sort of support. You have to have similar play styles in a game of doubles. So if you're going to be aggressive, you need your teammate to be there. So if you do fall, he's there to pick up the pieces. A Spa gets a kill. And now Manatee and Jesus will be in red. Almost a full reset as we have one member down on blue base. 9 minutes 20 on the clock. 12-8. This game much closer than before. You just need to not let the game get ahead of you if you're on the side of Manatee and Jesus. Don't lose it.
Oh, that's
Big
a
grenades.
good one
That's a
from
big
Jesus.
It's a big kill from Jesus. Jesus comes up trumps.
Big 3 Jesus. 3G Jesus.
3G Jesus. He'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Will refuses to upgrade the 4G as we go on board with Jesus now. P-side. Having a little cheeky peek towards camouflaged. It sees that it's not up. Here he goes. Spa gets it. Now needs to stay alive. Needs help from his teammate.
Oh.
Wisely, Spa decides he's not going to shoot and not going to give him the aim assist. He decides to stay camouflaged. It's a great job on his part. Been enough of a presence there that he put the pressure onto Jesus. And Spa now with the camouflage. We should jump over to him. See what he can do. He's taking shots here. I might have cursed him. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Still alive somehow. What's happened here?
I don't
How
know.
has he survived that?
Nice wee perfect on him. Gets the shots across on Mike. Yep. And I think that's probably in a position now that they should be able to close this one out.
Yeah, 16-12, 8 minutes left. Of course, 2 wipes behind. Not face wipes, not cleansing wipes. As it's now 16-3. As we're on board with Turu. Stands still, strangely enough. He must have just
They're letting them back
held
into
up the
this.
white flag. He held up the white flag and said, I'm probably dead here, so I'll just stop moving. And Manatee, P3, nice power position in any Halo.
Quick look at the KDs. Mike doing a much better job this time. 5 and 9. As well, teamwork
Great
starting
job
to,
by-
yeah, that's a great bit of teamwork actually.
Great job by Manatee staying alive just long enough for his teammate to provide that assistance. As Spa drops down, should probably not drop down there, should have maintained the height. But he'll take the trade instead. 16-7.
I have to say it's a much more aggressive
going.
game of truth that we've seen
Yeah.
today. I mean,
Much more evenly matched now.
yeah, we would have seen
Manatee-
teams struggle to get to 25 within the time limit, and now we're looking not even at the halfway point, and we're
Yeah.
6
Both
kills away
teams
from the
throwing
win.
Caution to the wind, and they're standing up and trading blow for blow.
Nice.
Manatee takes some shots from Spa, lovely bit of teamwork. Jesus can maybe provide some help. Spa heads up. So Jesus hasn't seen him. Manatee will be screaming abuse now. I need help. As both guys decide, Spa and Turu drop to car side face. Put some shots down to Jesus, a fresh 5 and a reversal to boot. That's not what you want to see when you're in a pivotal moment in the game. You don't want to get reversal, and you certainly don't want to get reversal 5, Kalen.
No, I think that's a lot more control
now.
over the map now. 5 kills in front.
5 kills, a
6.
bit of room, wiggle room here. 6 kills now as we speak. Jesus P2 and all alone. Absolutely no apostles to be found. 23-16. It's writing on the wall now. Just that quickly, Kalen. That's how quickly the game can get away from you. You can be in the ascendancy, you can be neck and neck, and then one mistake, one reversal, and it all goes up in smoke. A Spa now runs down bottom middle, gives it the sprint slide. Manatee puts down some nice shots, and it's 24-18. But you have to say, all Turu and Spa have to do really here is just run straight at them, and they will get a trade eventually.
Yeah, they've plenty of time, plenty of things to spare here. There's the
As
camo comes up.
Manatee- Camo for Manatee.
They're just
Will it be a little too late? As he takes the fight down here. See, his teammate needs to stay alive. Jesus needs to live. Oh, that's the end of that. That is all she wrote. 25-19, a much closer game. But the camouflage really didn't come to play at the end. Nothing could be doing. You have to say, it was a clean sweep if ever you're going to see one. The sweeping brush was out, and they handled business.
They did indeed. Anyway, I think that that's going to see Austrian Force jump into second place now, I believe, in terms of the group.
That is a leapfrog. Which you love to see.
Yeah, they're going to jump into second place in terms of the group, and I think that's actually going to round up our stream today, oddly enough.
Yeah, that might have been all the games.
That might be it. We have a quick look to see if we can get something on tournament. We're getting some games coming in. Some teams playing 3 games, like I mentioned, and some teams playing 4. Group 2's finished up there. You can see on stream. That's Shabby Dagger and Lunny in the same team. They've finished top of their group. They'll take home 250 seeding points. Also, Batchford still underway. I think they have 1 game left, it seems, against Malsay Makers. You would imagine, looking at their record, they probably will finish top 2. Sherzola is top at the minute, but they have 1 game extra, so Wired Their Sprinting has to play a game. They'll probably take that top group as well. And then we'll keep a look. Group 5, Cartel GG. That is Legends and Shady. They're top their group. Black and White is Kimbo and Speed. They'll be second. Young Guns there at the back. Maybe they don't have a game. Maybe they're locked in at that position. Maka taking top of Group 6. They'll take the full points there. Austrian Force taking second place, so they'll get the second place share of the points ahead of Demoni Raptors, as we've seen on stream. De Niro, that is Precision Knight's team. We'll have an issue with that one anyway. We'll reconvene that one, I think. Krogan Virus then will probably take top, followed by Rough Riders, CNC Sports, Team Quarantine, and Goofs. So we'll sort that one out later, and then we move back. So I don't see Group 1. Group 1 must be still being sorted out. Anyway,
still things to play for down in Group 1.
You can check out the groups on the tournament page if you hit #tournament along the bottom in the chat, and that's us for today. A reminder as well, we have qualifier number 3. So qualifier number 3 is taking place. Qualifier number 3 takes place later this week. Or qualifier number 2, sorry. Qualifier number 2.
Qualifier number 2, where are you going?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, you're way ahead of yourself there, fella. You need to slow it down.
Qualifier number 2.
Okay.
Qualifier number 2.
Qualifier number 2 is on Wednesday, Caelan.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday.
Qualifier number 3
next Sunday.
on Sunday.
There
we go.
And then the league starts
What have you done?
on the 1st of April.
The league starts 1st of April. We'll have everybody locked in, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have the top 2 leagues, possibly a 3rd league if there's enough interest in it. We'll have a 3rd league for 3rd division, Championship, and League 1. Of course, Premier League being the top, as we said.
Yes.
So when it's all said and done, by next Sunday we will have our teams for the leagues. So we're looking forward to that. Some big Halo action still to come. Some great Halo action today on stream. Some great series.
Yeah.
And we look forward to Wednesday now.
Wednesday evening at 7:30, we will have the next set of Qualifier 2. And again, should only last a few hours. This has been short and sweet. And gets the job done in terms of who we see the cream rising to the top. So the top teams don't need to play each other now. They'll play each other in the league. But basically, those teams that finish top 2 in their groups, you would expect to see in the league with 2 wildcard places, since it's group of 16 and there's 14 top 2 teams.
So what way are you going to do a wild card? Maybe do
it just depends
for all
on
knockout tournament.
It seems like a seeding points. So everybody gets assigned seeding points, and at the end of the 3 qualifiers, if there is a tie, then we have a one for all knockout.
That will be interesting to see if it's required.
Yep. So
anybody that's tied on seeding points, maybe to be a knockout a 1v1 team, for a place in the league. Maybe they're tied on seeding points, and the only way to split them is to say, right, we're going to throw you guys into truth, and you can battle it out there.
Yep, exactly. Just as we've seen on stream today, anyway. And hopefully we'll be able to catch that on the stream next Sunday if there is any issues, or it'll probably be the middle of the week then, even, or something. We'll try arrange something anyway if there is happen to be tied on points anyway. There is some issues to sort out later on today, and we'll announce the final results later on this evening. Thanks for joining us anyway. I know this is interesting and troubling times these days with the coronavirus and both. It's very interesting actually. you're on one side of the border and you're in total lockdown, and it's a total different attitude. Just a few miles away from me, that we're still
Yeah, so
We're
Monday
still not in
we go
lockdown.
into total lockdown. Army and the police are out in full force, but you boys are still out on the sesh. Only a couple of hundred meters, couple of 100 miles ahead of us.
yeah.
So,
only like I mean,
Massive difference in attitudes there.
it's only a matter of 3 or 4 miles down the road, and total different attitude. So unfortunately, hopefully it'll encourage everybody to stay in to play Europa Halo qualifiers.
Few days off work, few days off school. We all approve of that.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody who tuned in. Thanks for playing, everybody who played. Thanks to Shersey for jumping in today.
Thanks for having me. I have been wonderful.
Yep, you have been wonderful today. I've been trying to jump through admins, general chats, trying to keep the production stream and trying to keep on top of things. So it has been difficult, but we've done all right today. We'll try and get better, and we'll try to get Lewis back on board to take the pressure off us. Anyway, he has a far better PC than I do, a far better graphics card, and we should be in much better shape. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you again on Wednesday for the next set of qualifiers.
That we will.
All right, peace.